Morning. How you doing? Cowboy Jim, Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada. I'm only 72, and I've never wondered about retirement because I never wanted to retire. But dear Lord, I I may be forced into what some might call semi-retirement. And but anyways, let's get down to it today. YouTube says, please, if you know, just ask everyone to subscribe. Well, anyways, hear anything I say that's worth hearing, listening to. Tell your friends. I mean, geez, subscribe if you choose to. Anyways, I watched last night. I watched Democracy in Action. I watched a bunch of politicians, and it's a good thing I ate before I watched those fatherless children down there in Ottawa. Oh, not the Conservatives' children, not the Conservatives. Uh, I'm actually pretty proud of those children. I know their job is that of being opposition to Trudeau, and I watched the NDP and realized, much to my sadness, that they they have a game plan, and that is to get reelected. And Trudeau, he's a smart fatherless child. That one. And he threatened the Canadian Parliament, the members who had been elected. Gonna stop that stuff. He threatened the Canadian members of Parliament by saying, "If you do not vote with me, I will call for a vote of confidence, and that will lead to an election in Canada." And no one, seemingly in their right mind, wanted an election. I myself personally thought it was the most glorious opportunity that God could ever have given to us to get rid of that fatherless child down there, the child of excess and wealth and political belief systems that are more akin to the Chinese Communist Party. Who, incidentally, they are his heroes. I bet Putin would be as well, because both represent what would be considered to be a dictatorship. And I guess if we were to trace the Canadian Prime Minister's ancestry back, we may possibly find a certain amount of dictatorial attitude evidenced in the gene pool, which is then evidenced in Canadian politics, which is truly unfortunate. But Trudeau said, "You vote for me, or I will call an election." I had really hoped the NDP had enough guts to go and challenge that fatherless child who is our Prime Minister, blackface racists. Oh, jeez. I don't like that man. I don't hate him. I don't despise him. I quite possibly loathe him. So, I think it is fair to say I really don't like him. But I do like democracy. What is the problem with democracy? It is this: when politicians become representative of the Canadian people, they forget the Canadian people. Anyways, long and short of it is best summed up by Dan Bongino down in Fox News. If you ever in your entire life hope to do anything that would enable you to understand what the hell is going on in Canada with our political machine, you must needs watch Dan Bongino. I watched him last night for a while, and then I re-watched him for a while, and he was warning the United States of America, if you have money invested in Canada, get it out. He said, this is not a joke. He said, this is not a joke. I don't know how many times he said that. He said, but if you have money invested in Canada, this is what is happening in Canada. And he delineated with a clarity that I wished a politician knew. Perhaps I wished a politician would have enough guts to respond to the information that they have. And Dan Bongino went over one thing after another, delineating what it is that Trudeau was doing in order to enable him to have his CCP here in Canada. Dan Bongino says Canada is now becoming a dictatorship because of Justin Trudeau's game plan. And I am, by choice, I step back from the emotion of the minute, because otherwise I will express way too much and I will get my sorry Irish arse kicked right off YouTube. And the thing that I find most horrifying, I am going to check my time, good. The thing that is most horrifying about what Dan Bongino said, and if you have not heard that ex-military man, that tough dude, I'd like to meet that boy one day. I'd like to shake his hand, because he has enough guts to speak about Canada the way Canada is. And he is not inhibited nor infringed upon by a political agenda. He is speaking forth what he believes to be the truth about Canada and the demise of Canada. He repeated and repeated and repeated. If you have money invested in Canada, get it out. Because the government has taken authority over bank accounts. And if you have donated $20 or $40 to the Canadian Freedom Convoy, get your money out of your accounts. Get as much pocket money as you can, because you are suspect by our Canadian government. And people say, oh, Jim, don't be an alarmist. Listen, there is one thing about being an alarmist that carries a grave responsibility, and that is that what you say better be the truth. What you say had better be the truth. Now, there are very few politicians in the world that you can actually listen to who will speak the truth. Trudeau told the Canadian Parliament, you vote for me, you vote with me, you allow the War Measures Act, which incidentally I've said before and people seem to forget it, has been changed to the Emergencies Act. If you do not vote in favor of that, he said, I will call an election. And politicians don't want to be the people group who cause there to be an election. And I don't know why, because in this one instance, it is so critical that we should have had an election. But Trudeau knows he couldn't get reelected. Not a hope in hell. The NDP holding on to their nonsensical, useless self-servient attitude. All they want is to hold on to power. And the ship, it's bloody going down. It's sinking. When you have another country to the south, represented by a news organization that is untainted, the closest you'll ever come to being untainted by political bias. Fox News, they're conservatives. Hey, I'm conservative. But I was kind of proud last night of the conservatives who voted against Trudeau, but they had no choice because the Canadian people are not as stupid as Trudeau thinks we all are. And those conservatives know the Canadian people are watching. The NDP don't give a rat's ass about what they have purported for years to be the case. They are the representatives of the blue-collar workers' horseshit. They represent themselves. And that's as far as it goes. So Trudeau scared the hell out of the members of Parliament, and his extension of the Emergencies Act continues on. That's democracy. But what is cowardice is the NDP party. That is pure unadulterated cowardice. Moreover, there are liberals within the Liberal Party, and you people, you children, should be ashamed because you represent cowardice as well. You represent a self-servient attitude that all you want is to get reelected and just be allowed to waddle up to the trough that Trudeau spews. And you fill yourselves with that, children, because if Canada can survive the dictatorship that is in evidence and is growing exponentially in Canada, you politicians, if we ever get another opportunity as Canadians to vote, you who voted against Trudeau will be remembered. And you who voted for Trudeau, you will be remembered too. We have a democracy. I'm not talking very long this morning because I'm gonna peel the layers of onion off on this mess. This mess. God bless you. You have a good morning, and I'll be back real soon. Trust me, there's too much here not to uncover. Really. But you're not stupid, Canadians. You're not stupid. You don't need someone to uncover something for you. You see what's happening. God bless Canada. God bless the Canadian truckers. God bless the blue-collared workers of Canada.